Welcome, everyone. Great to see you again. We had some wonderful sessions over the 3 days where we talked about innovation, AI, we talked about growth, and then we talked about sustainability. And then we come to day four of our Deep Tech Innovation Alley. Well, today we are going all in for the very enigma, uh, which is deeply engraved in the minds and hearts of every business leader, every decision maker, big or small, across the globe, every business. So, what we are going to talk about is data, the new currency that matters. What if I told you about $1.75 trillion of worth of businesses are compromised every year because of data losses, inefficiencies, and downtimes across the businesses in the world? That's about half the economy of the world's fifth largest economy, by the way. Let's invert our kaleidoscope a little bit. Let's talk about the Mang of the world, the Metas, the Amazons, the Apples, the Netflixes, the Googles. Apple doesn't sell iPhones and iPads. They are a data company. Netflix is not an OTT platform. It is, in fact, a data company. In fact, I can't be stressing enough on the building blocks of all the algorithms, the deep technologies that we have been talking up to now. Data is, in fact, the building blocks of all of these. So, I have with me someone who I call as an innovator, a new age innovator, and thankfully he has taken this load of giving the democratization of data to every business leaders and every business as a whole. Let me take uh, your time to introduce Mr. Prasoon Verma, who has had great stints at TCS and has done product solutions for Coca-Cola and Danones of the world. They are, in fact, the huge reservoirs of data themselves. So, while I interacted with Prasoon, he was very keen on making availability to possible for everyone. So Prasoon, why don't you take this forward and tell us more about your solutions, yourself, and enlighten all of us.
Sure. Sounds good. Thanks, Prashant. Thanks for that wonderful introduction. And to be very honest, when you see your picture and yourself in the video right next to each other, then you realize how dated the picture is, right? Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone, for joining in this session. Right. I'll quickly talk about. I'll give you an introduction, quick introduction about myself, and then I'll talk about what we are building and what we are trying to do, the problem that we are trying to solve. Right. My name is Prasoon Verma. I am currently heading 44 Hertz. I am the founder and CEO of 44 Hertz. Have been running this business for last 3.5 years. Have been out and out last 16 years, primarily a data guy. Have been into data analytics space for last 16 years. Worked with Tata Consultancy Services and then WNS Global Services. And as part of that, deployed analytical solutions for companies like Denon, Valora, Just Energy, Telcom, Starbucks, a lot of companies across the CPG, retail, energy and utility in US, Europe, South Africa region, right? So while working with these clients, these companies, and primarily in their location and trying to see their problem firsthand, that is what prompted me to get started with this business. And I resigned from my job in 2019 and I started this, right? Uh, and it has been a roller coaster ride last 3.5 years, right? So primarily what we are trying to do, the I will just quickly talk about the key problems that I saw at a very high level, and then Prime would want to take you guys to the deck and then a quick demo of the platform also, if time permits, right? The key challenges is like in today's world, we are talking so much about AI, machine learning, chat GPT is there, and everything is there. The key challenge is that when it comes to basic insights, that also most of the it is eluding for most of the business users, especially in the SMB and mid market segment. That is the reality, right? So as much as we talk about these things, the ground realities are quite different, right? And one thing that I noticed is the overall the key challenge is that how do you bring the business user closer to the data, right? They don't need to fear data, but they need to embrace it, and most importantly, they need to interact with it on a daily level. Then only that you can make the data driven decision making mainstream, right? So, and that is, those are the things that we wanted to solve. And when we looked at the entire data analytics value chain, we realized that we'll have to rethink it, and that is exactly what we are trying to do with our product, right? So, uh, Prashant, can I share my deck if that is fine?
Sure, sure.
Okay, so I'm just sharing my screen. Please let me know if you guys can see it.
Yeah, I'll give you a prompt. Yes, it's visible. Can we go in presentation mode? So, yeah,
Yes,
perfect.
great, right? So, uh, right. So primarily, if you see, let me just go to the next slide. Right. So I want to talk about this data insight paradox, right? So
Hmm.
right now, everyone is talking about Chat GPT, and if you want to get any general insight or information from anywhere in the world, you have Chat GPT. If you want to know that, how do you want to simplify supply chain issues, or you want to write a Facebook post, at least the overall guidance you can get, that what are the things that you need to look into. It has become that easy, but and that is when you are getting the information from, the across the world. But say, for example, if you have to get into your own business data and want to get the insight, this is how generally the insights look like, right? And that is the gap that has happened, right? So you search for anything on Google, or you talk about it on WhatsApp, and the next moment you will get bombarded with targeted messages and advertisements. People are able to read and understand what you're looking for, but how many tools in today's scenario, business intelligence tools and analytics tools, are able to understand that what business user is looking for, what insight at what point of time? So there is a huge gap there, right? And I truly feel that if we want to make data driven decision making mainstream, analytics just should just happen, right? It should just,
Yeah.
for the business user, it should just be there as and when they need not think about that I need to leverage analytics, I need to see insight. It should be available, right, without them asking for it. And that is the vision that we have. We in For the small medium enterprises, everywhere we want to build a platform that can enable business users to get the insight wherever they are, however they are, and most importantly, get the insight without them asking for it. So that kind of intelligence we are trying to bake in into the platform. But before getting into that, just wanted to see, like, if you truly want to make the data driven decision making mainstream, what do the businesses primarily need? So they need these five blocks. They need fast time to insight, right? So if they want the insight today, they want it today. If they want it right now, they want it right now, right? So that is one of the most important thing that should be available. And it should be the fast time to insight, low total cost of ownership, fast deployment, right? Whatever the tools are getting deployed, whatever the new data sets are getting deployed, they should be deployed quickly. Very quick plug and play analysis, right? Every time we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So
Hmm.
if a business is putting in sales analytics, then if a business wants sales analytics and they are putting in their sales data, I'm talking about, say, any retailer, then what are the benchmark retail analytics data for sales that are available? What are the KPIs that are there for benchmark KPIs? That should be available to them in a plug and play fashion. They don't have to reinvent and put up their effort to figure out that how to build those KPIs on their data. It should just happen, right? And the same way, most importantly, if we truly want to make do the democratization of data and make sure that people at every leg are using insights, they don't have to depend on any professional support. If they have to depend on a BI developer for any report or analysis, we will never ever be able to see that option. And that is one of the key reasons why still, as per Gartner, 30% is the only is a total data adoption, even in enterprises when it comes to data analytics, right? So that is that low. So this is what we truly think that businesses need. But if we talk about the entire data analytics value chain, and it is just not the visualization part, it is just not the insight part, it is the entire leg that we need to think about it, right? So whenever a business is trying to set up analytics and all the way to the business insight, the journey is collation of the data, bringing in a data engineer to do the integration, hiring a business analyst to build the business schema, setting it up, the transformation layers, and then getting a BI tool to do the visualization, hiring a BI developer to do that, and then finally maybe hiring a data scientist to do some advanced analytics, if you want to go through the entire journey of descriptive to diagnostic to predictive to prescriptive, right? So that is how the data analytics value chain looks like. And what we have realized that the current tools that are there, they are not there are, first and foremost, there are two challenges with this entire value chain. The one key challenge is that there are just too many tools, right? So today, anyways, there is a software overdose for most of the organizations. Everywhere and anywhere we are using multiple software. And when it comes to data, that challenge becomes even more profound, right? Because the challenge is that for collation you need a data, integration you need another data, another collation you need a platform, integration you need another tool, and then for visualization and analytics you need another tool, right? So what happens because of that, that the entire data pipeline gets broken, the data gets
Yeah.
broken in multiple places, and it becomes very difficult for the business user or business analyst to define KPIs and think about the KPIs in the way how a data engineer would have thought about it, right? And then there is no metric, consistency across the entire data layer. These are the challenges that we saw on the on because of just too many tools that are there, right? And each of these tools have complex user interfaces, right?
Correct.
The second very important part was the rebuilding of the business schematic layer. So the entire analytics value chain that I showed it to you in the previous slide, if you think about it, whether you talk about retail, whether you talk about CPG, whether you talk about insurance, 70% of how the businesses interact and 70% of the KPIs within that industry remains the same, right? It
Yeah.
is exactly those things that what people need to look at, and 30% changes from company to company. But still, if a retailer is embarking on its analytics journey, he has to redo everything from scratch. He has to get his POS data, he has to get his campaign data, he has to get sit with a data engineer or tell him to how to combine these data sources, and all the way sit with a business analyst to set up all those KPIs like average basket size and all those different multiple KPIs that we use in the platform, right? That is the current scenario. How do we ensure that we are able to rebuild those business schema layers, and we use the intelligence, we use the AI and the ML at the back end to build these things? It is just not talking about AI and ML, but incorporating all these things at the back end in very, very small and differentiated ways, where you are drastically able to reduce the manual intervention whenever you are embarking on the data insight journey. That is exactly what we want to do. So we want to make sure that we are reusing the industry specific KPIs. We
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure that there is a cross learning of the insight generation process. This is a very important thing, right? So right now there is no platform that is trying to understand which business user is looking for what insight at what point of time. This is absolutely important. So if you have the tableaus, ClickViews of the world, or you have the informaticas of the world which is doing the ETLs and all that, they're not actively trying to understand that how the ETL is getting structured or how the insights are getting provisioned and which business user is looking for those insights at what point of time. If tomorrow, 4 years down the line, 5 years down the line, we want to reach there wherein we are able to provision insights to the right user at the right time without him asking, that intelligence which is right now with a BI developer or a business analyst about the business nuances needs to be with the platform. And that is what we are trying to do. We are trying to build a very intelligent platform that learns from its usage, from how the business users are using it, and trying to
Mm-hmm.
identify the insights and provision it to them. So
Prasun,
primarily,
if
yes, yes,
there's a little bit of a thought that's crossing my mind. You mentioned about cross-checking of insights. So
mhm.
I would think it is more related to contextualization of insights and information. Is that what you mean, or what
Correct,
was
correct.
that?
So it is hyper personalization, right? So
Okay.
if a sales guy is going into a platform right now, the structure is there are 10 different dashboards. There's a dashboard for sales guy, there's a dashboard for marketing guy, and that is the all personalization that the insight today's tools can provide, right? But what we are looking for is that the business user, as and when they are interacting with the platform, they each and everything there that they are looking at, the reports that they're looking at, the way they are interacting with the platform is hyper personalized to their role. And that is
Okay.
what we are trying to build through this, right? So that is the core differentiation, Prashant, that we are trying to
Sure.
build here,
Sure.
right? So if we talk about solution, we are building a self-learn, no-code, end-to-end intelligent data platform, which is powered by search. This is a very important aspect, because what we are trying to do is we are making sure that we have built an interface which business users can truly interact with. And what we realize that to make sure that the business users are interacting with the platform, it has to be very simple, and that is why the simplicity is the core of the entire design of the platform, right? So we used a Google like search bar on which business users can type and get the insights, right? So if you see the entire solution, it is based on three tenets. One is usability, intelligence, and automation. So usability is primarily we are rethinking each and every interface of the analytics value chain, making it as much as possible no code, and making it very clean and designed for a non-technical business user. That is the first tenet. The second tenet is intelligence. We are building an intelligent layer that understand which business user looking for what analysis at what time. So we are trying to profile the roles, and then we are building an engine which can get into the data, get those insights automatically, and push it to them at the right time. So we are on top of it, we are doing a heavy domain baking with plug and play KPIs. So the more and more we are deploying, we are making sure that that reusability component can be offered as a as an off the shelf solution to the customers. Another very important thing that we are doing is that how there could be community cross learning, how a brand manager of say HUL is searching on our platform, and say for example he is very data savvy, how he is analyzing the data could help another brand manager who is a rookie and who doesn't know how to work with data, right? So that kind of intelligence we are building into the system. Third very important thing that we are working on is an automation, wherein we are actually templatizing a lot of industry and function specific business data schemas. This is very important because a lot of time and effort that goes into is figuring it out, that how this data is structured, how to make sure that all these integrates well, and most importantly it integrates in a way that business can understand, right? So as I said, like if you talk about procurement, how a source to contract data need to talk to a PR to PO data or account payable data, they 60 to 70% of the time they remain the same, right? So how do we make sure that that gets automatically built and someone doesn't have to manually build it, right? At least the effort we can reduce. That is the kind of automation we are bringing to the platform. So INSEA is the product that we have built. In a short form, INSEA means insights for all, right? So we are trying to make the data driven decision making mainstream, and those five key asks how we are addressing it. So fast time to insight, we have built a very robust system that can ensure that the average search response time is less than 1 second, and that too it's a
Yeah.
guided search, it's not like an isolated search. You put the cursor and the platform will understand that this is the business user and it will guide it through the entire analytics journey. The second is total cost of ownership. The fact that we are building a single pipeline from ingestion to insight, everything
Mhm.
in one. So you can do the data ingestion, you can connect with the Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram of the world. You can integrate with the databases of the world, multiple databases, Excel, CSV, Google Sheet. You can do the transformation using a no-code data transformation console, all the way to the storage, analysis. Everything is in one tool that ensures that we have a very low, we bring down the total cost of ownership, right? Especially for SMEs, they don't have to go and buy for uh, go into the market to buy multiple tools. There is just one single stop solution. Fast deployment, the approach that we have taken to activate the search bar and the way we have gone about it, it doesn't require months and months of algorithm learning on that, but we can actually activate the search bar pretty quickly. And another very important thing that we are building for automated business schema build is the fact that we are building function specific ontologies. So if you are pushing the procurement data, platform should automatically understand that this is the procurement data and this is how these data sets should connect. And these are the analysis should get activated and the KPI should get activated. So think of it as that you are ingesting the data, and from
Mhm.
ingestion to analysis and to the KPI build, everything can be done in a jiffy. That is the vision. That is how we are building the tool, right? Quick plug and play analysis. So more than 1,000 KPIs are already baked in. 7 automated vertical agnostic analysis is baked in, and the entire platform right now is a no-code platform. So that's about the product. Quick thing about the company, and then we can get into the demo. So
Yeah.
our purpose
You,
is to make it. Yeah, Prashant, you're saying something?
no. I was just saying that we can't wait for the demo to start,
Yes,
especially
yes,
when the cursor is, yeah, it
yes.
takes
So
just
I'll
less
show
than
you
one
the
second, yeah, to understand the
yeah.
insights.
I'll show you the platform definitely.
Sure.
So the purpose is very simple. We want to make data driven decision making mainstream. by building an intelligent end-to-end data platform that anyone can use, right? So that is the whole thing. You don't have
Hmm.
to get a professional Tableau BI training or an Informatica training to use the platform. Neither you need those kind of professional support to use INSEA. The product is INSEA, a cloud-based no-code intelligent data platform that businesses can use for their end-to-end data analytics, connecting data sources, creating production-ready pipelines to visualization and advanced analytics. Our business model is SME SaaS, right? That is how we are targeting small, medium enterprises. And we have 8 customers across manufacturing, marketing, content, and group purchasing organization. Till now, we have raised a 0.25 million pre-seed round, and currently we are raising a seed round. So that's a quick thing about the deck. Now I will just get into the demo, and let me know if you guys can see the screen.
Yes.
Okay, great. So let me just refresh it.
And
Yes,
this demo was not just for me. I think the viewers will also be greatly helped. They would
excellent.
love to see
Right.
this.
So
Yes.
yeah, sure, Prashant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we are trying to build is the business users when they come and look at this. This has been designed for business users, right? So
Hmm.
once they come, the platform will simply ask what they want to do. They want to do an ad hoc analysis. This is where the search will get activated. They can set up the alerts, and they will get all the alerts in natural language, and they can click on it and see where all the things are broken. They can do predictive analytics, so they can just simply ask things, and they will get the full prediction. Everything no code, all the model building and everything also we have built it, and we will show it to you how we go about it. So we have automated a lot of ML ops. You can build your own stories, data stories, reports, analysis. And another very important thing is automated insights, right? So what we have figured it out are what are those insights that 80% of the business users need, right? So whether it is a time comparison, correlation, uh, relationship analysis, trending analysis, and contribution analysis, all these we have fully automated. So the platform is intelligent enough to automatically understand that what are those KPIs, what are those dimensional cuts basis which you would want these analysis. It will automatically set up the control limit looking at your time series data, and whenever there is a performance deviation, it will automatically flag it off. But this is what we do in Auto Insights. But we have built a system wherein the business users can actually monitor also. So they can set up a system wherein they can automatically tell that they can tell that these are the metrics that are important to me. I would want these automated analysis on this, or these are the cut slices through which I would want that, and the platform can render those things, right? So this is how the platform looks like. I'll just this is what the business user looks, and then for the admin, the entire setup, if you'd see, you have a role based access control all the way to the row level. Entire data modeling layer, data management layer, where you can see the lineage of the data, pipeline control, table changes. You can build your own taxonomy of how the search bar would appear and everything. But let me quickly go to the search bar.
Yep.
The beauty is that as soon as you click on this, you will get a drop down which will automatically list all the KPIs that you should look into, and that is based on your role. So based on how you are searching and how business users at your role are searching, it will
Hmm.
start listing out those things, right? So say for example, if I type sales, it will keep filtering everything that starts with sales and keep
Sales. Yeah.
listing everything out, right? And then it will automatically recommend that whenever people look at sales, the next best cut is item number, cluster, line of business category. This is how the business user analyze that data. But if it is service request, right? Say for example, it is service request, then it is done by cluster, service request number, and engineer full name. So that is how it automatically, dynamically will recommend basis the role and basis what you have typed earlier, right? So say for example, I want to see sales. I want to see how it goes by month, right? And then I want to slice and dice by line of business category.
Wow.
Now, this I want to see it only for last 9 months, right? So we have fully a fluid time filter, wherein whatever, however you want to apply, you can apply. So last 9 months, last 97 days, all those things you can do, right? And then I want to further cut it by say branch names, right? Or you want to see this chart in a different format. You want to see it as a heat map, stack chart, table, whatever, however you want to see it, right? And we have worked a lot on the response time. All this is live coming from the DB. Automatic aggregation is happening on the fly, right?
Sure.
Say, for example, we want to do a driver's analysis. We want to figure it out what is my current quarter versus previous quarter sales, and I want to cut it by different line of business category, right? So I'm seeing that how my current quarter and previous quarter is going, and I want to see the absolute changes. So I can just click on this waterfall chart and see that where all it is dragging, which particular line of the business category is bringing it down, right? All those things you can do, right? Let me just quickly, show you for other kind of things. Like say, for example, I want to see what are my sales and I want to see it across my different item numbers. And I
Hmm.
want to analyze that what are those sales that are what are those items that are contributing to my 80% sales. You can just click on Pareto, do that, add this to a report. You can add to it to any new report or create a new report, and the platform will automatically keep refreshing all these things, and it will become a fully interactive dashboard,
Prasoon,
right?
we really enjoyed, and this is very exciting for me who now loves numbers and like data charts coming out in the form they should, uh, for 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 the lookers to find themselves useful. We are running out of time, unfortunately,
Yes,
but we would
I
love to continue. I
yes,
think it's time if we should take some questions. I see
yes,
some questions that have come
sure, sure, sure.
from viewers. So let me go and take the first one. So it goes like, in terms of data cleaning and integration, what methods or algorithms does 44 Hertz employ to ensure accurate and reliable data?
Right. So what we are doing internally is we are building a lot of widgets, right? So one of the
Hmm.
challenges that we see, especially when with the data quality, is that within the same table, multiple date columns are there which are with different formats, right? How do we ensure that during the transition process, when the data is getting ingested into the platform without you changing anything in the source systems, it can be cleaned by a push of a button, right? We
Sure.
also know that there are many a times when the same customer name is written 10 different ways, right? And then they all mean the same customer. Since it is captured in 10 different ways on a BI or a normal analytics tool, you will see 10 different names of that, right? So how do we ensure that particular thing comes to one particular customer name, and with a proper validation channel through which the business users can validate whether this is the correct name or not. So we are building a lot of these widgets, small widgets, and making
Hmm.
sure that we bring it on the console where the business users can automatically do these data cleaning exercise, and the platform automatically does that and then lists it out that these are the things that needs fix from the or validation from the business user.
Wonderful, thank you. I'll take one where I see the mention of GDPR, so I'll read the questions. Does 44 Hertz provide any data governance or compliance features to ensure businesses adhere to relevant regulations such as GDPR or CCPA?
Yes. So businesses. So right now, if we talk about our own compliance, we are in the final. Right now, the final external audit is going for GDPR, HIPAA compliance, ISO 27001, and GDPR, and
Mhm.
your SOC 2. All these four we are getting compliant, right? And we are already certified in India. So that is there. Particularly about data governance, whenever it is a end-to-end data platform wherein it is up to the business user what data they are ingesting and how they are getting the analytics, right? So if it is a
Sure.
PII data that they are ingesting in, since we are HIPAA compliant, we go through those forms which needs to be filled, and then the business user understand that where the data resides. More importantly, we have a system wherein we have a hybrid model where the customer data can continue to reside within customer environment and still can use in SIA. So those are the different systems that we have in place.
Brilliant, brilliant, Prashant. We had some other questions as well, but we'll leave for now. I think we'll get answered in due time to all those who have asked questions. We'll get back to you definitely with the answers from the expert himself. Please get in touch with Network Science and of course Prasoon, who is associated with us. So I'd like to end saying that, and probably the learning that I got today. If you torture data enough, probably it will confess. So I think no companies have been able to completely master the art of generating insights and information for their business. I think we are in alignment with you, Prasoon, where you say usability, simplicity, which is very important, and also democratization of data uh, to go forward. Thank you very much, and I hope the audiences had a great time. I'll request audiences to take the poll, a couple of questions for us to get good feedback of whether you like the session. We should continue doing more sessions on data also. Thank you,
Thanks,
Prasoon.
Prashant. And you rightly said, if data needs to be leveraged, it needs to be simplified.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next time.
Sure.